Hello everybody. Chasing the goal. Jesus as the perfect prayer. I've taken a long time to make this video, most of it in avoidance behavior. It dawned on me I was avoiding making it because I was thinking that trying to describe the prayers that Jesus said seemed presumptuous. And while a lot of people know many good prayer behaviors or habits, for me to tell you how Jesus prayed, I just couldn't do that, and I was putting off making this. I just couldn't do it. Now there are some things that we know, so I'm going to go through 3 things, I think maybe 4. I'm going to go through just a couple things that we know about good praying that probably Jesus did, not because he's Jesus, just because his good prayer habits. Then I'm going to tell you a story, and then a prayer experience I had with a caution at the very end of it. So I don't know how Jesus prayed, but I can tell you that I am certain he was sincere and that he used chats with his Heavenly Father to help solve problems, and that he was humble, coming before God with some humility, and that he probably spent time being open to his Heavenly Father to give him advice and wisdom and whatever else he would need to solve his problems. So after I retired, my son and I had some serious conversations about a project. And after we had committed to each other, I mortgaged this house to give us enough money to buy another house that needed some fixing upping, so that with the aim of flipping it and sharing the profits, and he'd have enough money for a down payment to buy his own house. Well, the house we bought didn't need fixing upping. It needed a major resurrection. It was in sad, sad shape. So we'd sit down every morning and look at our to-do list and think of the problems facing us that day, and okay, we'll work on this problem, and what materials are we going to need? We'd think about that. What materials, whether it be lumber or electrical wiring or plumbing. And then we'd go off to the lumber yard and lower the tailgate of the truck and load up all the materials we would need. Then we'd come back to the house and put on our tool belts, gird up your loins, right? Put on our tool belts and get to work. We'd confer during the day, check in, like, oh, can you come on over here? And well, what do you think about how this is working out over here? Confer during the day, and at the end of the day, be thankful for what we had done. Now, about 6 or 8 months ago, long before I ever thought of doing this prayer video thing, I knew I had a problem, an interpersonal problem that I was given that I knew I needed help on. And I would spend my morning prayer time pondering it, meditating over it, asking for help on it, being open for whatever was going to come my way for help. And 4 words popped into my head. They didn't just like come over this period of like a week or so, that boom, all 4 words, all at once. And they were wisdom, courage, truth, and love. Those 4 words. So I thought, well, here's the solution. Here are the materials I need to make a solution to this problem. These are my building materials to make a solution, to construct a solution. And over the next couple months, I just meditated on those 4 words. And after a while, I was able to build a solution. I spent some time acquiring those, letting those materials into me so that I could build a solution based on wisdom, courage, truth, and above all, do all things with love. Now the caution is that in this solution to this interpersonal problem, all of those were for me. They were for my own growth, my personal growth, my spiritual growth, my actions and my response. They were not for the other person. My solution may or may not succeed. Jesus didn't always succeed. He succeeded with the common people, but he did not succeed with the religious leaders. And I'm not saying with the Jews, because he succeeded with the Jewish people. He didn't succeed with the leaders, because they had entrenched political power. They had entrenched monetary interests. But he didn't succeed with them. And I may not succeed with my solution, but that's because it takes two to dance. I may have a very appropriate idea for a solution, but if the other person doesn't respond, then it won't succeed. So, sometimes we can use prayer as a formal conversation for problem solving. We might be given those value words as materials to build ourselves. It's good to spend some time opening up our heart. Let down the tailgate of your truck and load up on those virtues, on those value words. And it's okay to check in with little bitty prayers during the day. How are we doing? Can you help out a little bit with this? And it's always good to end the day being thankful. Now I have to tell you that in building that house, I was thankful in a way that my son just can't be yet. You see, my children are grown, independent adults. My son is still in the stage of raising and training and teaching his children. I am not. I get to enjoy my children as independent people. And there is a thankfulness when you're working with something like that, that is very deep and wonderful. See you next time.